Good morning guys, my name is Harith.
My name is Ara.
My name is Nawa.
My name is Chuka.
I'm Tiru.
And I am Abdullah Farouk.
I would like to introduce you to
Our training video,
Which is
The Gant Chart Excel program.
We will be showing you on how to create a Gantt chart using the Microsoft Excel software.
Hope you guys enjoy.
Have you ever wanted to impress your boss or your lecturer when planning for a project like a report or assignment? Or your teachers on that chess club event or first aid society dinner night? Or perhaps even your parents like to show them how you progress on learning a new language or finishing a new program? Well, I got a solution for you. How about making a Gant chart? A chart that will make complex projects look more simple and organized.
However, Gant chart is usually made up from apps and softwares. Softwares like Microsoft Project. The standard use in Malaysia of Gant chart apps is thousands. Therefore, this training video provides the alternative way to create Gant chart without any cost.
And next, what is the Gant chart? Gant chart is a project management tool assisting in the planning and scheduling of projects of all sizes, though they are particularly useful for simplified and complex projects. Next, what is the use of the Gant chart? The first one, planning and scheduling projects. For the planning, they help you assess how long a project should take, determining the resource needed and plan the order in which you will complete the task. They are also helpful for the managing the depending between the tasks. Second, for the monitoring the project process once it's underway, you can immediately see what should you have been achieved by the certain date, and if the project is behind the schedule, you can take action to bring it back on course. Last, what is the importance of the Gantt chart? Firstly, makes the complicated project scheduling simply. Second, in construction industry, if there are any delay in works, it can be shown in the Gantt chart, and the chart can be used as evidence as to why a contractor deserves more time or an extension of time. Third, it also helps project manager know which activities are critical. Last but not least, it also part of the planning process to give an idea of the project timeline. Moving to the history of the Gantt chart. Who started the Gantt chart? As the picture shown, Henry Lawson Gantt was an American mechanical engineering and management consultant who is the best known for his work in the development of this scientific management. He created the Gantt chart. When was the Gantt chart invented? The first Gantt chart was divided in the mid-1819 by Carol Adam, and after Henry Lawson Gantt develop it and make it more simple and become internationally used by 1910. Thank you very much.
Okay, so for the next part, we need to learn on the components of a Gantt chart. Before making a Gantt chart, you must know what is in a Gantt chart. So first of all, there's number one, which is task. So task is the activities that you have done inside your project. So that comes to number two. In the task, there's a main activity and a sub-activity. So the main activity is project planning. Second, inside the main activity, there's discussion idea sourcing. There might be another activity as well. But as for now, this is based on our previous assignment and our previous project. So under our project planning, there was discussion and idea sourcing as a sub-activity. Next, we have the duration. So every activity will have its own duration. So discussion and idea sourcing, although it was done in 2 hours, but that was the only thing that was done on that day. So we have taken it as one day, starting from 7 and ended on 8, which is only one day. Next, we have the calendar or the timeline. Okay, so this is one of the important elements in the Gantt chart because you want to know when you're going to finish the project or what is the duration of the project. So in this case, you can see that we have taken it day by day. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 until the 1st of May. So in a real Gantt chart, it might be in weeks. Yeah, it might be in weeks or the column might be smaller. In this case, when you're using Excel, it might be bigger. Nonetheless, it shows the same thing. So that comes to number 5, which is the bars. The bar shows the progress of the activities. Say the training program approval. It requires around 2 days. So it shows 2 days. It was done during the 18th and 19th. So this is what you have scheduled for, and it is in this case it is also the actual. So when doing the project progress, it is shown that we have done it also in 2 days, but there are other cases where you may take more time. We only plan it to be only for 1 week, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we extended the date into 4 more days. So this is not an issue, this is a normal thing in project planning. There will always be delays or issues. So to recap, there are 5 basic elements inside the Gantt chart, which is 1 task in projects, then the activities and sub-activities, duration of each activity, calendar or timeline, and bars of activity. Next, we will proceed on how to make a Gantt chart using Excel.
Our main program is to create Gant chart using Excel. To do that, the first step will be to create a tasks table. Create a table with 5 columns and name them task, assigned to, progress, start date, and end date. List down all the project tasks. For our table, we have divided the tasks according to our project requirement. For example, if you're baking a cake, you have to buy the flour, mix the egg, add sugar, and so on. So for our project, our tasks are as follows. Proceed to fill in the start dates and end dates for each task. Set a feasible duration for all the tasks. After filling in all the start dates and end dates for each and every task, for the progress column, add 2 rows for each task to show schedule and actual progress. Schedule will be planned and the actual will be the actual project progress, which will be further explained in the next steps. Once the table has been created, format the table according to your own preferences. I'm using different shades of yellow here to show the different phases of our project.
Next is step 2, creating the project calendar. Put in the first date, customize to show just the first number drag along the first 7 days. Next, put in day. Insert formula to show just the first letter of the day. Drag the formatting along the first week. Put in the full date of the first day of the week on top. Highlight the 7 columns, drag it along the spreadsheet accordingly to the duration of the project and resize one column, the rest will be auto-resized. Next, press Ctrl plus Shift plus Space to select range and drag to copy formatting. Fill in color and border as your preference.
So now we are going to demonstrate to you step 3 to show how to add schedule progress bar to the chart. First, we highlight the calendar. Then you can choose to remove the grid line to see the bars better. It's up to your preference. Next, we highlight our calendar again. Then we go to conditional formatting. Press on Manage Rules. Then go to New Rules. And there we can insert our formula for the bars, which is equal to and bracket the first date of our project. We remove the dollar sign. Then we click on, we add more than or equals to the start of our first task date. Then comma, we click on the first date of our project. Delete, don't forget to delete the dollar sign. Then we put less than or equals to the end date of our first task. Then we can choose our color for our bars. It's up to your preference. Then we will have our progress bar already on our chart.
Okay, now step 4, we will be adding the borders to the calendar. Okay, then now we'll be setting, we'll be add the trackers, then highlight the calendar to know the present date. Yeah, then we add formulas, which is key in the project start date equals to the date function today, then open close the bracket. So after we add the formulas, then we choose the color, the red line tracker to show the present day and the date. So that's all for step 4. For step 5, what we're going to do is to put in the actual project progress. Schedule is a planned duration, whereas actual is our actual project progress. This is so that we can compare our project performance to the plan. Then fill in the actual start and end date together with the percentage. Format the column to show percentage without decimal. And then the last, proceed to fill in the rest of the actual start date and end date and progress percentage as per your project progress.
For step number 6, we will be doing our progress percentage bars. Once the actual start dates and end dates along with the progress percentages have been filled in, this is how the Gantt chart should look like. Next, highlight the progress percentage column, go to conditional formatting, click on data bar and select the type of data bar that you want. Next, click on manage rules, edit rules, select type and click on number. Make sure the max should be 1, minimum should be 0. Next, we are going to update our actual progress bars. Now, we want to link our progress bars to the project progress percentage. Before doing this, we have to define 3 names which will be used in the formula later: task start, task end, and task progress. For task start, click on the start date of your first task. For task end, click on the end date of your first task. And for task progress, click on the scheduled progress of your first task. Once the names have been defined, we will be using these names in our next formula. Equals to 1 multiplied the function n, open parenthesis, the start date of your project, more than or equals to task start, comma, the start date of your project less than or equals to task start plus open parenthesis task progress multiplied open parenthesis task end minus task start plus 1, close with double parenthesis, minus 1, close the parenthesis again. The reason we are using this formula is to make sure our progress bars changes according to our actual project progress percentage. Before we move on to our conditional formatting, make sure the 3 defined names and the range is correct. Sometimes there is a glitch in Excel that causes the defined name range to change. In this case, the range of my defined name have been changed from 10 to 9, and right now I'm changing them back to 10. Once we have made sure the defined names are correct, copy the formula, highlight the calendar, click on conditional formatting, manage rules, add new rules, and paste the formula. Click on format, select desired color which is different from the schedule progress bar. Now you will have 2 bars, one which shows the scheduled progress and one which is showing the actual progress. As you can see now, I'm just playing around with my percentages, and whenever I change the percentage, my bars will change accordingly. This is the final Gantt chart of our project. If you want to print or save a copy of your Gantt chart, follow the next steps that are shown in this video.
So the following are the summary of the steps of creating a Gantt chart according to our video. So there's step 1, creating task table. Step 2 is creating project calendar. Step 3 is adding schedule progress bar. Step 4 is adding present day tracker, which is optional, but it's very good if you can do it. Step 5 is updating actual progress dates. And finally is adding progress percentage bars for actual progress bars. So I would advise to you all who's trying to do this, you have to practice for a few 2-3 times. Nonetheless, we have provided you with a link to one of our examples of a Gantt chart which you can use and format to your own liking. And if you manage to do one yourself, it's better. So the conclusion is that a Gantt chart is a very powerful tool to use to plan and also to keep track of a project. It is commonly used in construction projects, but there is no issue to use one in other projects. It is also a very good skill to master, especially to impress your boss, your parents, your teachers or your lecturers. So that is all from us. Thank you so much.